Hello everyone, tonight we're going to be doing some more U.B Funkeys. We don't have any gem shards yet, so I'm probably going to continue with my original plan of sort of going through each zone and completing the story in each zone. At the same time, I feel like we might not even get out of Funky's Town if we continue that route. So, you know, because I mean, I'm mostly planning on streaming this for this month, which means we have exactly two streams left. So I might. One thing I might consider doing is after either season two, if this after either CK3 or season 2 of the Sims 3 New Random Legacy wraps up, maybe do at least like one zone of Funkies just so that I can actually complete this series at some point. Just get switched over. All right. It's been a few days, so gotta make a stop at the fountain to hose off. Which we can mostly just stay in our crib for tonight, because I think the game I ended up playing the most is Function, which I mean we also only have one game that we still don't have available all in here. But since it's cumulative, let's just at least start with Function. Since it's all just cumulative scores from what I've read online. Rather than needing to hit a certain high score like I always thought when I was younger. Which I mean, I feel like we got pretty close to the maximum possible score you could get it at Record Rampage last stream, and there was no shard to be found from that, so you know, maybe it is cumulative. You gotta make it fairly easy for the target audience, and that means that also means that I don't have to be good at Xenor's game. It just means I have to play it enough. Being good because you know if it's cumulative score, then that means that being good will just get you the gem shard faster. But it's not a requirement by any means. I'm just turning through this game of Function. You don't currently have any other boggle tiles. Right there we go. Hmm. Where is the... There's at least one match remaining. There we go. Supposedly that freed up something. Nothing to work with. Oh, there we go. And that was the last move. That was the last move for the entire set. I think that might be the closest I've gotten at starting in configuration and to actually clearing the board. I need... There's a purple tiki right there. Which, I mean, part of it's probably just because I'm well rested and I'm starting with Funk Jong this time. So well rested because I've been essentially on break for my classes for the last couple days because it's time for another break, but here's a break, but they really need to spend it working on finals. Also, it's not actually really like a full break from school. It's just simply a break from attending classes. Which, hey, if I do well all on a run through Function, that means less Function that I have to play to earn the shard. That's it. There we go. You go there and there. Oh, that's just the end. There's only two configurations, but we did get the vintage arcade machine, but no shard. So gotta do it again. There we go. Right, so Cell can't get that one at all. Hmm. And there's still a match somewhere. That's it. There we go. There we go. Maybe we can take a break and take after this one and like read up on some funky lore or something. To have it be just have this stream be something other than the same 4 mini games for the entire time. There's a match. There we go, then we can do that. And that's all the available matches for that tile set. We've got to get the say-so of these 2 tiles out of the way. Need to get that match. Orient. There we go, match Boggles. I've got to match Bones so that we can match Tiki. It'd be great if I could find this other gym here. Here, because I could start making significantly more use of that central tower. Still need a tiki to get that, otherwise move ditch and it looks like at least one other tile out of the way. Oh, at least 3 more tiles. Plus we'll have to get the tiles next to it. So it's pretty much gonna have to be this tiki here. If we want to do anything with this wasabi. Oh, and we are out of time. I think Funky Sound has a library somewhere. At least we're not gonna get interrupted by any more cutscenes. Might actually be in the museum. We've already seen all of the cutscenes, I'm pretty sure, so... Okay, it doesn't look like it's a museum that we need to go to. I know Funky Sound has like an area where you can just read up on the lore of all of the different kinds of funkies. Aha! There's a great Terrapenia library. It's literally like there's no game here, it's just the Funky Codex. Funkies, the great Terrapenia library in which you now stand, was originally built to house the Funky Codex. This codex meticulously cataloged all of the different funkies throughout Terrapenia. Believed to be thousands of pages long, this codex was once required reading for all school-aged funkies. Tragically, the original codex and the vast knowledge of funky culture that it contained was lost in the Great Disaster. The current codex is an ongoing project of Mayor Say-So with the goal of recovering all the information that was lost. In addition to documenting all the different types of funkies, Mayor Say-So is improving upon the original codex by including images of the rare and very rare funkies that can be found in Terrapenia. A few times a year, all of the funkies gather to celebrate the changing of the seasons. The good cheer that results from these mass gatherings creates a magical energy that flows through the air. The energy affects a rare funky born on these days, resulting in a slight change in appearance. On select occasions, these celebrations fall on the same day as a solar eclipse. This celestial event infuses a magical energy with that extra ingredient that will produce the seldom seen very rare funky. These rare and very rare funkies are highly respected members of funky society and are often given additional rewards when playing games. In addition to these rewards, many shopkeepers create special items which they only offer to these very special funkies. As you can see, this new codex is far from complete, but the mayor is often a determined funky. Check back often to see his progress. Alright, so interesting things that are implied by that. Funkies age. Funkies have holidays. And Funkies are these give birth, or at the very least are born by some means. So naturally there's going to be a lot of different entries. Let's just go with the ones for Funky's Town for now. Starting with Lotus. Lotus are extremely calm and peaceful Funkies and have an intense connection to the planet. The Great Mother Terrapine. And Lotus are friends to all wildlife and have the ability to communicate with many different types of animals. Some say they can even talk to trees. With such a natural bond with the environment, it seems odd that the Lotus reside in the heart of Funky's Town. Could this be the reason for the broken heart? Then again, maybe it is a strong bond with environment that holds all of Funky's Town together. Either way, the Lotus stay cool in all situations. Even Master Lux and his evil henchmen don't get the Lotus too worried. Their expressions never change. Holler is technically a Funky's Town Funky, as much as, you know, it's kind of useless now. The only thing that the Holler love more than listening to music is expressing their opinions about music, and expressing them loudly. There are no Funkies that know more about both mainstream and obscure funky musicians than Holler. Their encyclopedic knowledge of these artists and their works are often the subject of heated arguments between Holler with opposing views on music. The impact of the legendary funky composer Fox King Funksart, there's string arrangements versus the social importance of the scratching technique of MC Funky Floyd, you know, popular culture cannot be it would not be an uncommon subject for debate. While their expertise on all musical matters is never in question, and it's a Holler's technique for winning their arguments that most Funkies find annoying. And the Holler tend to believe that if someone they're debating is not agreeing with their point of view, they simply saying their opinion louder will somehow win an argument. This leads to most discussions with Holler escalating into nothing more than an epic yelling match. This talent has led them to be masters of the fourth kind of communication on Terrapina, loud yelling. And the Holler can achieve such high volumes of their yelling that they can communicate with each other over great distances. As Funkies go to Holler stations, give the resident Holler a note, and he screams it to the other Holler stations on the network. Eventually, your message gets to its destination. Unfortunately, sometimes the message you start with is not the same aim it reaches its destination. This phenomenon is known as a Holler IT communication upload purity syndrome, or hiccups. Hiccups in the system are an accepted curiosity of this communication system. Young Funkies have even turned it into a game. We've got Wags, as much as Wags is also kind of not super useful, since, you know, there's no gym chart associated with Wag words, I'm pretty sure. Unless you can get gym charts from Wag words and just use that to bypass having to do with one of the non-funky associated games or something. The wags are the most faithful friends that any funky could have, with their tails constantly wagging. They seem as if they have no care in the world. But in truth, they are fiercely loyal to their companions and will always defend the funky in danger. Despite their funny chin whiskers, and shaggy fur and bouncy gait, the wags are born leaders. They often rise to prestigious posts in funky corporations. They have almost endless energy, going from one issue to the next until they solve every problem they encounter. To keep up their energy, the wags often spend much time in the gym, and while they are known for the passion for all sports, they especially love jumping through hoops. It's uncommon to see a wag jumping through many hoops at a time. Because of their natural leadership abilities, he's an endless enthusiasm. The wags have set up the premier pet training school in Funkeys Town, the University for the Soft and Cuddly, or USC. Graduating pets from USC hope to earn a coveted MBA, Master Barking Ability degree. The wags instructors teach that anything that is worth saying is worth saying 3 times. You can tell a graduate from USC because you can always tell a graduate from USC because they tend to speak in threes. Arf, arf, arf. The wag students from USC have a friendly, if sometimes competitive, rivalry with the students for a Lucky Lady University. While the Lucky tend to focus on academics, the wag students tend to focus all their attention on creating sports programs. The result is a school that tends to dominate funky sports, and a USC curriculum that focuses mostly on simple spelling exercises. So Drift was also in Funkeys Town, but was also from a later wave, and so again, like, I don't know if you can get a gem shard from Drift's game, or if game is just like an alternate route, or if they're just kind of useless for getting through the actual story. Drift feel the need for speed. The Drift do everything fast. They talk fast, they walk fast, drive fast, and even talk fast. The Drift talk in their special Drift language, which consists of motor and screeching tire sounds, and they talk in this language as rapidly as they possibly can. And they talk so fast that the term motor mouth is coined to describe anyone who's talking too quickly to understand what it is they are saying. Also, when someone is having trouble being understood, they say, "Do you catch my drift?" The Drift have a gifted talent for anything mechanical and are constantly tinkering with things in order to make them faster. The Drift are always designing and building faster and faster vehicles, and they will spend days making slight yet precise adjustments to their creations in order to get even the littlest amount of additional speed. This mechanical talent and love for the fast things makes the Drift the best friends of the room. The Drift are always making modifications to room stunt vehicles in order to make them faster and able to jump larger and more dangerous stunts. The room in turn tests all the new crazy fast vehicle designs that the Drift can think of, sometimes with spectacular results. We also have Dot. You know what? I'm not gonna bother with Dot. that deserves to be ignored for being, you know, a highly inflated level of importance purely because of San Diego Comic-Con. Their Scratch. The Scratch discovered early on that they had the power of music. In the time of troubles during the Funky War, the third Funkazoic era, they used this power to disable their enemies. Masters of music, whether techno, hip-hop, or rock. Okay, the three genres that matter are evident. When the Scratch start to spin tunes, all the other Funkies are compelled to dance. And for the posing armies in a hypnotic trance, the Scratch were able to win many battles. These days they use this power only for good. Known as party starters, the Scratch are always looking for things to take it to the next level, but if trouble ever returns, the Scratch could make a powerful ally or a powerful enemy. Which notice that the entries seem to get longer once you start looking at newer Funkies. Like, I mean, look at the sheer length of Rastro's entry. Compared to, say, a Bones, who doesn't even get to have a scroll bar due to not having a long enough of entry in the book. Well, it's back to the function on grind. Now where is this? Where's this match? Oh, there we go. It's. I think these are loaded. It says. Gotta free up his bones. So I gotta find blue juice to do that with. And so far I'm just not finding one. And supposedly there's this match somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Still no sign of. This match is supposedly available somewhere. There we go. Breathe that up. Yeah, where is that? No, we can't do that yet because we've got to open up one of its sides. But where's the means of opening up that side? There wasn't one, I guess. Got that freed up. Now if we can just find another scratch to pair this one off with, or another gray deuce. Making quite a bit of progress on the exterior, but probably also be concentrating a bit on the center, because otherwise he'll end up just being completely untouched, since to clear more stacks makes less options there will be pairing off with at the top of these towers. I'm also not really haven't really seen many options pairing off either of these two, at all so far. Or so. And this game over because we ran out of time. It's the third time we've done it tonight, so. And I want to say that I've got kind of game facts for U.B Funkeys. So the game fact says that you have to get high scores. Those are the mini games. But other sources indicate that it's just a matter of it getting a certain cumulative score. And I'm not really seeing a lot of actual guides at all. In fact, I managed to find, somehow one of the results ended up being Guide to the Stephen A. Douglas Papers, 1764 to 1908, from the University of Chicago Library. Like, because because in the description it says it has the word town, you know, and so and Google corrected Funky's Town to Funky Town because, you know, it doesn't recognize Funky's Town. Yeah, I have no idea where you find any specifics on how to earn shards at all. I think around 10 playthroughs should probably be enough if it's cumulative. 10 good playthroughs. No, like, incredibly low scores. So this should be at least number 7. I'm pretty sure we played at least 8 times last stream, so... just keep this up. We should eventually get the shard. And yeah, I want to at least get a shard by the end of the month. Or even by the end of tonight's stream if possible. So at least we can and leave Funkies off with some amount of progress having been made. So again, I might have this be, you know, a between regular series thing or something. Like maybe in between CK3 or U4, or in between seasons of Sims. You know, maybe one season of U.B Funkeys is like one zone or something. I think we're actually getting close to clearing one. But, you know, if it genuinely is a case of you need an insane high score, then dang it, probably have to clear at least one, if not, because like the maximum score would be if you clear both of them. But like that probably requires a luck and or like mahjong strategies I don't know. You know, there are probably people out there that have been like playing mahjong their entire lives, and they could just like wipe this thing entirely with their eyes closed. Yeah, I'm just fumbling around, finding matches wherever I can. You know, if it's just a cumulative score, then first thing that I don't have to be that spectacular at it. I just need doing better at it will just mean getting things done faster. It will not be a requirement to get things done at all. It's not finding much in the way of ways to attack the central towers. If we can just break this down or get past these two, then we can free up Seizo here. Finally wait to go after one of these central towers. think we've almost got one of them taken down. Just find a glove somewhere here to use. And that was the last move.
Warning. You now have in your possession a powerful gem shard. Guard it carefully. Master Lox will stop at nothing to gain this shard. I'm sure that even now, his henchmen are alerting him that it has been found. No one knows for sure how many gem shards have survived the explosions of the Great Disaster. Perhaps there are more.
Alright, so now we never have to do Funkeys again. Because we have the chart for Funkeys, and you can only earn one per game. So let's do some Mixed Master Scratch, I guess. Time to just button mash for a bit. Because I have not gotten any better at rhythm games. Especially not rhythm games with, I'd say, the second worst control scheme I've ever seen for a rhythm game. Because the worst one was the one that was in Hive Swap Act 2 before it got removed. I forget the exact combination of keys I wanted to use, but it was... I just remember that it was horrendous because they basically... Like, I feel like what happened was they designed the graphics first and then base a control scheme on that rather than starting with the control scheme and designing the graphics to reflect the control scheme. Fortunately, there was a mouse version, so you could just do that. Now, let me see if I can find that. Just for comparison's sake. So I'm not even seeing it anywhere. There's Let me check. Let me check Steam and see if there's anything. Just like screenshots of it. Head on there. I'm pretty sure they patched out the rhythm game because it was just that bad. So I mean, it could just be that there's just not very many screenshots from that time. Yeah, but yeah, I can't find any actual screenshots of it. But I remember that was like 2 different sets of 3 keys each in a diagonal pattern. And you had to like splay out your fingers in each hand in an absolutely horrible position. Compared to that, just having to use XC, in, M, and spacebar. Or isn't that bad, but it'd still be so much better if they would just, use the basic, like, arrow keys. Or even WAS would be fine. They don't want to use arrow keys at all. Also, I've never really gotten what the big deal is about those versus just using the arrow keys. This is just simply a proximity of your the hand you're using for the arrow keys. I guess you do kind of get it, because, like, you have a greater distance between in your hands. And so, like, it's just more natural for the hand that you're using for the keyboard to be all the way on the other side. Yeah. Because the way I'm saying right now, Like if I try to put my left hand on the arrow keys, my elbow is right up against my stomach, so gotta remember to be careful about where I click. This is one of the few games where there's actually a way to lose score. Let's just go for maybe like 5 rounds of Museum Mask Mayhem. See if that's enough for the second gem shard. I think we went through a few last stream. Some of them got up pretty good scores as well, so you know, again, assuming that's cumulative and not not just a single high score. Which, I mean, level 5 is close to impossible, so yeah, we're getting close to, because like it seems to go up 1 row per level. There's a max of maybe 6 levels, unless they start like introducing new masks or something. I believe that was the 4th time we've done this stream. I mean, it's mostly just how quickly can you click on all of the pairs. Which, I mean, probably did get pretty high score last time. That last game of Funkshong, so maybe it is high score based. Yeah, I'm also having a lot of difficulty getting past level 5 because of the sheer speed at which you have to clear clear through things. Right, level 5, here we go. Oh, I might actually do it. I might actually beat level 5. I'm at least managing a pace that is allowing me to keep up. Yep, there we go, level 6. The level at which you have to get an entire row empty immediately. I mean, there's also no signs of I see Gym Shard earned the score of 13,000 with a high score of 13,236. We haven't even gotten a trophy for our Museum Mask Mayhem. I don't want to play Funkshong again. I've had enough Funkshong. Although I did read somewhere there that if you get attacked by a henchman and that results in you having less than you end up with a negative number of coins by the end of the encounter, you can actually like lose gem shards, but you know that could just be some rumor that somebody was just parroting. That I have now spread and that is now spreading once more through me in 2022 of all years. Dang it. You might have to break like 100,000 or something. If we just gotten to level 6, next we might have, then we might have done that. And on that last run. Definitely not this time. Still no signs of a gem shard, so... I'm pretty sure this game does yield a gem shard at some point. Since, you know, it was one of the original 4 games in Funky's Town. Dang it.
Great Tinker's Ghost! You found another gem shard! This is a fantastic development. If we can reunite the gem shards, we can regain their once awesome power. If there are more, we must find them. A complete gem could be the answer to destroying the henchmen. Master Lox fears the power of these gems, and even now has his henchmen searching to find other shards. We must find them first.
Alright, so I think it is. I think it probably is cumulative because we got a higher score than that previously, and that didn't get a gem shard. So, but now we're halfway to completing the Funky's Town gym. Which, you know, if we can maintain a pace of like half a gym per 2 streams, then that would mean that would be about a month per zone. And there are 8 zones that matter for the story, to my knowledge. I think, or at the very least, there are 8 zones that have this kind of complete 4 mini games enough times to unlock a MacGuffin and to defeat the bad guy in the area. Which, I mean, in some cases, I'm not sure if they're even bad guys, because, I'm pretty sure Funkeys He's antagonist is just like the people that were on the island before the Funkies came. So not the Funkiki's gonna be interesting because like it's gonna be like, let's see how colonizery the Funkies have been. What's their relationship with the natives? But I guess let's play some more Mixmaster Scratch because this are Heart Hoopla, and I've had two of my fingers on the wrong keys this entire time. Although, I'm already just playing on extreme for the sake of the higher score that you automatically get just for attempting a higher difficulty. It's like there's not any kind of score penalty for missing. I don't think. Because I'm pretty sure last stream I was able to get a higher score by doing poorly on extreme than I was doing mediocre on easy. We might as well just go on extreme and treat this as a button mashing simulator. Because again, I've never been super good at rhythm games. Oh, we have multiple songs? There have been multiple songs this entire time? Let's see what Kelpie Basin Boogie he sounds like. Definitely seems to have the most content out of any of the games in Funky's Town. Either that or Heart Hoopla. You would hope that they would put more effort into the games that are essentially paid. Since so you have to have a particular Funky. Although, if you started out to when the game originally came out, then you at least probably wouldn't be paying for Heart Hoopla separately. Because I feel like a lot of the starter sets, even after the original wave, included Lotus. Which, you know, including Lotus or Scratch would be a cheap way of being like, hey, you get 2 Funkies, but you only actually unlock one zone that you didn't already have access to just by having the game. But, you know, at least both unlock something. And of course it defaults back to this. Okay, we probably would have gotten the gym shard a bit sooner had I not spent all that time playing Wagwords. Since to my knowledge, you can't earn a gym shard that way. Like, I feel like it's entirely possible that they just made Wags and Drift entirely just this because, you know, people were starting to get a little wise to the fact that they were throwing in Funkies Town Funkies, of which at the minute before there were only 2, so that they could have the 2 Funkies in the starter kits. Without actually unlocking multiple zones with the starter kit. But, you know, you still have to buy one, like, expansion, you know, one, like, booster, or essentially, per additional additional zone. It's like, you know, with Series 1, you would have to buy a starter kit plus 2 new additional Funkies in order to unlock access to all of the zones. Then we need a Funky Island Funky and a Daydream Oasis Funky and a Nightmare Rift Funky and a Hidden Realm Funky and a Paradox Green Funky. And if you really wanted to, you could also get a Speed Racer one. Or you could end up in the situation that I was in years ago, where my hub stopped working and the only ones anyone could find at that point were the Speed Racer started her kits, so I was just kind of stuck with Speed Racer. Despite him being, you know, completely irrelevant to the plot and entirely just there for a movie tie-in. It's like I got a Dream State starter set recently that includes 4 Funkies. It says it unlocks 2 zones, but it really doesn't, because half of the Funkies were from Funkies Town and the other half were from Nightmare Rift. Or as the packaging calls it, Nightmare Rift. because for some reason on the back of the packaging it consistently says Nightmare Riff, and at one point calls Daydream Oasis Daydream Valley. So just some interesting inconsistencies. Let's see what Magma Gorge Groove sounds like. You know, while we're here, we might as well experience all of the songs. Really, you know, this kind of made this game the most potentially expandable of all the mini games, other than like fighting game from Hidden Realm that they actually did expand upon, because that's what like Nectar is all about. Nectar and Maul, because there were 2 additional Funkies for the fighting game. I might just keep at Mixmaster Scratch for the next like 18 minutes and then switch over to something else, because they do have something else kind of planned for tonight in addition to U.B Funkeys. And you know, it'll be good to not have tonight just be the, you know, as much as we're making good progress on the storyline, and it would be nice to not spend the entire night just repeating the same handful of mini games. It only takes a couple minutes to... Needs to get through... one run through with Mixmaster Scratch, so you never know, we might get enough of a cumulative score in it to I can move on to Hoopla for a little bit before 1 a.m. Especially if I actually like try a little bit rather than just, you know, button mashing the entire time. As I mentioned last stream, it took me like most of a night to finish the last chapter of Danganronpa V3 specifically because of the rhythm game segment. And, like, I'm not gonna go to bed until I... But you never know, maybe if I just allow myself to go to bed and then finish in the morning, I might have done better. Hey, you know, maybe we can test that theory somewhat. If we still need more cumulative score in Mixmaster Scratch. Next stream. Since, you know, I'll probably just start with it next Saturday. Hey, if we don't get good enough score tonight to earn that semi-final gym shard for Funkeys Town. You know, I think Danganronpa for V3 is he's another game where they felt the need to reinvent the wheel as far as rhythm game controls, because like, you know, it's another case of they could have just done and was, and then they didn't. At least, at least, with both Hive Swap and Mixmaster Scratch, they you know, they're at least doing more than 3 inputs, so there's at least
It's clear now that the crystal gems were shattered and scattered in the explosion, but not destroyed. Now there is only one shard left to find in order to complete this gem. If you can find the last one, we may be able to harness its power and defeat Master Lux.
okay, so I guess we could be doing a little bit of heart hoopla. Gotta get Lotus ready. Alright, Lotus is engaged. Just gotta make way over to the place to do the heart hooplying. you know, if we can clear one zone in 2 streams, then really I could probably check, see if there's an entry for U.B Funkeys on how long to beat it, I guess. Although, you know, even with it being cumulative scores, speed is going to come down to skill. Alright, there we go. We can just complete that stage right there. It seems like maybe I need to make good use of dynamite. Although what exactly is good use of the dynamite, I'm not entirely sure. Because I mean, at the very least, it looks like we're gonna start exploring the next zone probably next Saturday. Either that or next Saturday's stream is just gonna be Heart Hoopla the entire time. Like, you can bypass the first few levels. Oh, just about, not entirely. By just chucking one early stick of dynamite. At the very least, you can just completely bypass the first level just by chucking a stick of dynamite. Then afterwards, you pretty much immediately, the rows get thick enough at the start. You can't really do that anymore. Alright, it's 12:59, so I think we can call it for U.B Funkeys news for tonight. We've almost got a gym shard. Well, we've almost got a complete gym. We've got 3 out of 4 gym shards. I'm gonna go a little bit longer tonight, okay, than I normally would, because I had something else planned. And in addition to U.B Funkeys, let me just get that set up, and I will do a BRB real quick.